These are needed strictly to be followed. The first is you have to tag the answer. The answer goes in this format as you can see in this image. First, you have to tag the answer, then count steps, tools, explanation, and final answer. Every structured answer should have these five things. So, what is tagging now?
Okay.
So once you get a question, we'll assign you questions. So once you get a question and you open that question and you know the answer of that particular question and you know that you will be able to give a structured answer for that, then you will you will start answering that question. And once you click on that start or answering option, you will get to see this kind of page where you will get to see the subject which will be already filled, but sub subject you have to fill it on your by yourself. You have to analyze the question and figure out where and that in which sub subject it falls into, and you have to fill that and under what topic that questions comes in. So you have to select the topic also. This is the first step, and this is called tagging of questions. Once tagging is done, you'll proceed to next step. Okay, next step
Okay.
is like step by step solution. Here you have to give
Ma'am, in that
uh,
by ourselves we have to fill that second tab, na ma'am. In that, what kind of options are there? Like
pa-
uh,
like
like
there'll
general
be a
options,
there will be a drop down, so you have to select from that only.
relevant,
Yeah,
relevant.
close to that
Yeah,
subject, close to that topic, you have to select the topic. Okay.
yeah.
The
Okay.
second thing is step by step solution. So what is
Mm-hmm.
the minimum requirement of step? Minimum two steps are needed to answer the structured question, and maximum you can take it up to 10. You can add more step as per the requirement of the question. It is important for an SME to optimize the number of steps for a particular solution to make the answer more uniform and cohesive. So, suppose you are writing something in step one and you are writing in step two also. So, the answer should be related. It should not be like students are unable to understand what is there in the step one and how come the second step started and how that is there. So, the answer needs to be cohesive. Okay, make sure if the question requires more steps instead of two, so you can add more steps, but you can never write solution in less than two steps. Okay,
Okay. Okay,
okay.
ma'am.
There are all tools available on the portal itself. Okay, you cannot use any external tool, external image, or anything. If that will be used, the answer will not be considered as structured. Along with these general tools, there are some subject specific tools like table templates for accounting or code snippet for computer science, etc. are also available. So you can use that also. Uh,
Okay.
these are the basic things that you have to follow. If in case certain tools are needed and they are not there in the check portal, so you can escalate to us, and will later on escalate to check team. And if check team allows us to use external image or external tool, then we'll allow you also to use it. Otherwise, you have to skip that. Okay, we'll help you with that,
Oh,
but try not to use any external sources, external images, or anything. And one of
only
the most and one of
whatever they are
okay,
giving to us in the answer part, we have to add that only.
yeah,
Right, ma'am?
everything is there in the portal itself,
Mm. Yeah.
so you will not be worrying about
Mm.
it at all because all is there. And the second thing is you have to be very careful about plagiarism because we have zero tolerance towards plagiarism. So try to make your own answers instead of copying it from somewhere else. Use the flag checking tools before submitting the answer so that there is no flag. Okay, if you have the paid tools, you can use that. Otherwise, there are various like free tools available on internet. You can use that also. Now coming to explanation part.
Yeah, I think, ma'am, here they didn't provide the answers, right?
Pardon, please.
Is they provide the answers only
Your
the
voice,
question, ma'am?
your voice is breaking a lot.
Ma'am, actually, is they provide the answers?
Yeah, answers will be there. Okay, answers will be there, but you cannot copy them. Those are unstructured answers. You have to restructure them. So mostly the answers are incorrect. So you have to analyze
Can
it
we take
yourself.
the same answer then reconstruct the solution? Is it fine, or we have to answer our own only?
You have to answer it in your own. You can take the help from that answer, but mostly the answers are not correct all the time. So you have to analyze it yourself that whether the answer is correct or not. If it is correct, then you can restructure it. Otherwise, you have to restructure it altogether. Okay.
Okay,
Then
fine.
coming to explanation part. Suppose you have given answer in three steps. Out of those three steps, in either of the one step, you have to give the explanation. As you can see in the screen, there is
Okay.
box here. You have to click on that and write an
Okay.
explanation. Explanation should not be more than 3 to 4 sentences, but it should not be less than 2 sentences. So you have to explain what is written in that particular step. Suppose here it is written mass number A, total nucleus in the nucleus are equal to an atom mass number. It is represented by A is equal to Z. Whatever is written here is explained here. Like the basic explanation is given here related to this step. So you have to make sure that in either of the three steps, you have to give the explanation. Otherwise, that solution will not be considered. In every solution, we are expecting in either of the any steps, you have to give explanation for any one step. Okay.
Yeah,
Now,
sure.
now, now the last step is there. That is final answer. You have to conclude the answer in final answer in 3 to 4 sentences, and you have to summarize the whole answer in that in 2 to 3 points. You can either write in points or
Okay.
okay, concluding. But you have to make sure that you do not repeat whatever is written there in step one and step two, but you have to just give a snippet of whatever is done in this above step. Okay. Now coming, what is differentiating fully, partially, and non-structured answer? What we are expecting is completely structured
Okay.
answer. Okay. The answer will be considered as partially structured if external image is used by mistake by the SME. For example, as you can see, the answer is perfect. Expert has provided a detailed step-by-step solution, including this explanation for each step. Math and text editor was used by the expert in some equations. In some equation, the inbuilt math in text editor is used, but what is seen here is that in step two, the SME has attached an external image. Now that will be considered as partially structured. And as you can see, in the final answer, it is written here the height of the water above the mean sea level is this much, which is already written here in step two also, right? So this is not acceptable. If it is written there in step two, then why it is there? If it has to be there in final answer, then this is not needed to be written in step two. You can directly give the explanation until four you can write, and then conclusion statement should be there in the final answer. If these errors are found in your answer,
Yeah.
then that will be considered as partially structured answer. Okay.
Okay.
Now fully structured answer. This is
Yeah,
what we
clear.
are expecting. As you can see, expert took the math word problem and made step-by-step solution using the text editor, math and text tools. These both the tools are there in the portal itself. They also wrote things out clearly and made sure to do a final answer. Like you can see here, the SME has given the final answer. Here, that statement is not repeated. It is proper answer. Answer should look like this. Okay. For these, it has the SME has used text editor, math, and text tool, right? So you have to make sure that you give the answer like this. For
Yeah.
expert, non-structured answer are considered as though suppose you get an accounting problem, okay, and you solve that problem in Excel and took a snip of that image of that Excel and pasted it in your answer, then that will be considered as non-structured answer. Why? Because the external images is there. Hmm. So this is also not acceptable. Okay. These are the quality parameters which you know about the check, where honor code violation should be not there, copyright issue should not be there, third party URL is there if in question or solution, then that will not be considered. Spam and everything should be taken care of. There should be no like copying of the answer from any external sources or any the other website or anything. So you have to make sure that these things are followed. If the question has some exam written or something related to that is written, then you don't have to accept that question also. These are the basic guidelines
Okay,
for
ma'am.
Check Live Q&A, which is to be followed here also. See, like the concept weightage is given 25%, so you have to make sure that the concept is properly written. These are the weightage for like quality parameters, so you have to just follow these things. These are the basic
Okay,
things.
ma'am. And which tool we have to use it for to check the flag, ma'am?
There are various tools available like flag detector, duplicate checker, and everything. Don't just like stay on one tool. Try to check your answer in different tools, like two, three tools. Use two, three tools because if flag will be there, it will be detected in either of these tools. But if you are using a paid one, then that will be the best because that gives the accurate results. Free tools sometimes do not
Like
give the
copy escape,
accurate.
that one, no, ma'am?
Pardon, please.
Like
Hello.
copy escape, paid one only use for the to check the flag, right, ma'am?
Right. Try to use a paid one, but if it's
Yeah.
not affordable, then you can use a free tools. But if you are using free tools, so then
Okay.
try to check on multiple tools at a time so that you get the
Yeah.
correct answer. Now coming to allocation. These
Mm.
type of sheet will be shared with you.
Okay.
Name of the SME is written here. Like for example, if the question is assigned to you, your name will be written here. What you have to do is like these are the answer IDs, which is to be considered. You will copy and sorry, this URL is also given for like reference. Credentials will be shared to you. You have to log in using that credentials, but after logging in, you will get to see a page like this, which is like similar to live Q&A. But you have to make sure that you don't click on start answering. If by
Mm.
mistake also, if you are clicked on this and answered any question, then that will not be considered for payment. So you have to make sure that you don't
Okay.
click over here. Okay, you have to directly go to my answer or just paste the link over here and you'll get to see the
Okay.
question. Okay, if you know the question, just
Okay.
click on new answer. As you can see, answer is already there. Okay, so once you click on new answer,
Okay.
this answer will be gone. So if you are taking help, even help of this answer, just try to save the image or take a snip of this beforehand so that you
Mm.
can use it for your reference. And then after clicking on new
Mm.
answer, you can like select what you are sub subject you can select from the drop down and do the answers accordingly. For table, you can use this. Okay, everything is there.
Ma'am, and one more thing, actually, there are some standard definitions are there, na, ma'am. So for that kind of things, what we have to do, like for example, Boyle's law, Charles law, they those are the standard definitions. We can't change anything. We can't replace anything. So for
So
that kind of
in
standard definitions, they are showing,
try
it's
not to
showing
use
flag,
those standard
na,
like
ma'am.
yeah, that will definitely going to show flag. Try not to use those standard definitions. Try to change it in your own words because that is not clearly like if you can quote also, then sometimes the client will not consider it. So try
Okay.
to change the words, like remove the flag before submitting the answer. And
Oh, okay, ma'am.
okay,
Okay, fine.
like suppose you have
Okay.
attempted certain question and you have click on start answering, but in midway you realize that you will not be able to do the question. It is complex or something. Then don't just cancel it from here. Okay, just click over here cross button or altogether open a new tab. Okay, but
Okay,
don't
ma'am.
cancel it from there. Okay. So
Clear,
sheet
ma'am.
will be
Clear.
sheet will be shared. So you have to just get the data from here, and SME name will be written here. If it is allotted to you, your name will be written here. Here you have to enter the date. For date, you have to use CTRL plus colon, and date will be automatically taken. Fixing status, if
Okay.
you have answered the question and submitted it, then you will click on fix. Don't use pending. If you are not doing that question, just leave that blank. If it is completed, then click on fix. Like suppose if the question is complex and you are unable to do that question, then you can select this other option. Reviewer name, your name should be there. Reviewer ID, the ID that will be assigning to you, that you have to use that ID. In case of like fixing status is other, then you have to give the reason that why you are skipping that particular question. It is complex, or like information is missing, or it is just like some honor code violation is there, then you have to write here. Okay. Sub-subject that is already there in tagging part, you have to write that sub-subject topic. If you have created altogether a new solution, then you have to click on yes. If you have taken the help from the old solution that is already there and then restructured that answer, then you have to click no. Clear?
If the question, if we are taking help from the answer,
Mhm.
those are considered as a partially constructed questions, na ma'am?
No, no, no. See that example that I showed has a handwritten solution. Okay. So
Yes, ma'am.
you will not like paste that same answer in the structured answer. Okay.
Mm.
You have to
Mm.
type that solution using the tools that are available on the portal, like math and text editor, inline equation, renderer. Okay, so you have to use that things to frame your answer. Then that will be considered as structured. You can just take the
Oh,
help from that if the answer is correct. Otherwise, try to create your own answer. That will be beneficial.
yeah, okay, ma'am.
Okay.
Clear.